Hey traders, and welcome back to another one of my YouTube videos here. Taking a look at GBP USD, I have a sell trade already triggered. Before I could even get on the video, the trigger had already gone off and price is looking like it's already falling in our direction. So we are currently trading GBP USD. I've got a 1.50 lot. If you look left on the screen here, you can see I've got a 1.50 lot on this trade open, looking to see that we get some continuation to the downside on this GBP momentum that's going on. Let's break down why exactly I'm in the trade, what's the entry behind this, what's the targets behind this, and overall walk through the trade step by step and see how it unfolds. Whether it's a winner or a loser, I'm going to be sharing the details here on YouTube so you guys can hopefully learn something from the video. So welcome back traders to another one of my live trading videos here. If you don't know me already, my name is Nick. I make all sorts of Forex content here on YouTube for free. And I ask that if my content is helpful to you or you enjoy this sort of stuff, if you like these live trading videos, first of all, make sure that you show some support by liking the video down below and also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this in the future. So GBP USD is falling here very, very sharply. And I want to talk a little bit about the reasoning behind the trade. Now, you can see over here on the left, I've got the breakout super scanner pulled up, and one of the watch list pieces is GBP USD, which is of course the chart that we're looking at currently. And what you can see here is that we have a short TB signal coming out from this tool. What that means is that the signal is saying that's a short trend breakout. So we're seeing the trend to the downside here very strong, looking at the 1 hour chart. And the idea here is the signal has been produced by this bot to find this alert that is telling me why I should probably get involved on the short side. That's why I'm currently involved, right? So we have this momentum to the downside. We also had a structure level that this is really where the bot kind of found this level, is it identified this structure here, right? And so as price started to fall through that level, it looked like we could see the trend continuation or the breakdown of GBP USD further. We also have moving averages lined up. So if we go to the information panel here on the bot, you can see that we are having a short TB signal. GBP USD is possibly breaking out to continue the downtrend. So we also have the trend is down using, from right now, the settings I have is the 10 SMA is below the 20. Very simple filter there that just says, you know, you're trading with the trend or you're looking counter trend. Right now, this is in fact a trend following breakout. Looking to see that we see GBP USD fall further. We did see a nice follow through during the London session. You can see if I pull up my pen here, during the London session, we had a nice breakdown on GBP pairs. You can see right around this area where we had during London hours when the London market was opening, we had a nice sell-off on GBP USD. Now in the New York session, now that I've woken up and I've seen this setup, as price started to retrace, I said, if we see a continuation, if we see a breakdown below that level, I am interested in getting involved on the short side. And that also was, you know, that's based on the price action that we see here on the chart, as well as what we see over here on the breakout super scanner, which I use to help me find the trades that I do short term. By the way, if you're interested in the tool, there's going to be a link down below in the description. You can check out the tool if you're interested in finding out more about this particular tool. This is something that I programmed with my team to help identify high probability setups in terms of momentum and price breaking out in the market. So taking a look here, where's my target? Where's my stop? Let's get into the details about the actual trade, and we'll bring it to the 30-minute chart, hopefully to get a cleaner picture. So my idea here is, again, this level right here is the reasoning behind the entry. I said, you know, as price came down to this level, I said, if price comes back and breaks through that level, you know, I was looking at the market right here. I said, if price breaks down and we see a break through that level there, I am interested in potentially getting short and joining the overall direction of this market. So if I take a look here, you can see the idea here is that we have a stop just here. It's relatively close. My idea here is that if price continues, then great. I will look to take a sell trade and move into this and see if I can catch that. But if it reverses on me, then no big deal. We'll stop out of the trade. We'll just move on and find another opportunity. No big deal. We move on. But we do have a 1.5 sell order here, watching price fall nicely so far. We are up on the trade, and hopefully we do see that continue towards our take profit. Now, our take profit here, I do also want to mention, is about 3 times our risk, right? So the reward that we have on the trade is about 3 times our risk. And we can go into the actual numbers on this 1.5 lot, meaning that if we lose, it's about $150 loss. And if we win, about a $450 win you can see there. So looking to see that this follows through. So far, so good. We have seen price break right through our level clean, just as I had hoped we would. We could see some minor pullbacks. We could see some retracements, but overall hoping to see that we get the continuation here. This is, again, about a 30 pip move, I believe, just about 30 pips there. 300 points, 30 pips there on the GBP USD short that we do see setting up. And again, using the breakout super scanner to help filter or find this sort of trading opportunity. What I'm going to do here, guys, is going forward, I'm going to give you guys some updates along with the trade. Every once in a while, I'll come back and film a little bit more about how the trade is going, and whether it's a winner or loser, I'll post it on YouTube to hopefully allow you guys to learn something from what I'm doing. Hey traders, a quick update here on GBP USD. I just jumped out of the shower and got cleaned up, so if I look different, that's why. So GBP USD is actually trading lower here nicely. The downtrend is looking like it wants to continue to play out here. Again, this level breaking, but I also wanted to point out to you guys what I'm seeing there on the 4-hour chart. We can talk about a little bit of the analysis here. Let me actually pull up a fresh chart on GBP USD. We'll take a look at the 4-hour chart, and let me show you what I see here. So actually, it might even be best to look at this on the daily. On the daily chart, what you can see here is you can see our little orders there. They look so small compared to what I'm drawing, but you can see right here we have kind of this zone of a triple top reversal setup. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, price came up into these areas here. We saw price reject once. We saw price reject a second time and now a third time. And my bias for this sell trend, even though we're looking at the 1-hour chart, the 30-minute chart, right, that short-term time frame, my idea here is that for the most part, I'm looking to see if we can get that continuation of that triple top reversal, maybe even down a longer term to test towards these levels here. But you can see my target is shorter term than that. We go back to the 4-hour and the 1-hour chart. You can see I am targeting, if we back up a little bit, I'm targeting this structure point here. So this is using multiple time frames here in my analysis for this GBP USD short. Again, looking for that overall triple top potential to hold and continue to sell off here on GBP USD. The 1-hour chart still looking good there. How many pips are we up? We are currently up about 15 pips or so, which is nice. So we are just about halfway to the target. Now, I will not be moving my stops to break even on this particular trade, and I'm going to tell you why. The reason I'm not moving my stops is because I've had a few losers this week, and so I'm trying to see if I can catch up with some of those losses. And I'm going to actually let this trade run and see if it can play the full trade out. Now, if it loses, then no big deal. We'll continue to look for opportunities. But GBP USD, I'm pretty confident in this trade, and I don't want to cut the trade short by moving it to break even just yet. I'd like to see that I could get that full take profit and let the trade run. Now, at one point recently, if we go down to the 15-minute chart, you can actually see we were up more pips than we currently are. We were up at this point about 21 pips, and remember, we're going for 30 pips here. So actually really interesting there to see that we did dump further, and it looks like we may be wanting to retest this structure point here. So we'll see if that level can hold. Ultimately, what I'd like to see is this level potentially retest and overall continue to break lower towards our take profit there on GBP USD. GBP USD is still falling here nicely, looking like we are just about, what is that, 10 pips or so from our target there on take profit. That would be super nice if we could get the full trade there closed out. Again, looking like it would be right around a $450 win, which would be fantastic. At this point, again, I'm still not moving my stop loss into break even. I still want to give this trade the chance to play out. You can see we did, in fact, hold this level that we talked about very nicely. So this level that was a supportive zone, we saw it break through. We saw price come back, retest, and it looks like price has held so far as a resistance. We will see if we can get that final push to continue us down another 10 pips or so to hit take profit. And price is looking like it's just about to get us there filled in our take profit. Pretty cool to see this trade play out pretty nicely. We did see that continued momentum to the downside. Still got a little bit here to go. We've got to get past this price by just a bit so that the spread will kick in and we will close that trade out profitably. But for the most part, very happy with how this trade on GBP USD has gone so far. Looking to see that we can just, of course, close out that $450 profit, and that will cover some of the losses that came in this week. Now, full transparency, this trade worked out very, very nice. But this week we had, I think I had 2 or 3 losers before this. Actually, there it is, guys. We're out of the trade there on GBP USD for right around $450. Not so bad at all. But again, full transparency, the last couple trades this week have not been so good. So this is going to close out the week profitable, which is really cool because I want to give you guys kind of the idea here. Although we had trades that were losers this week, I'll pull up the pin. Right. Although we had losing trades this week, we had this concept where the overall account was doing something like this, right? It was down, it was down, it was down, taking small losses along the way, not the end of the world. We just take those losses and we move on. But this one trade, because we really were patient on it and we let that trade run, we didn't move the stop too early, even though it would have worked out fine either way. What this is going to do is on the account is it's going to close out the week profitable. So above where we started, this was a profitable week due to this one trade that we let really run. So that $450 is going to cover a couple of the $100 losses. I believe I had 3 or 4 $100 losses. So either $150 or a $50 profit this week, which is not a crazy great week. It's not an insane week by any means, but it shows the power of simply letting those winners run and cutting out those losses, right? So we could take multiple losses and we only had to take one winner to cover back the trade and more. Guys, I hope you got something out of this video. Thanks so much. Make sure you subscribe and like the video down below if it was helpful to you. We'll see you next time.